6. Get set to move in. Stay close together, boys. Let's give them a taste of real steel. Secure our position to show them what we believe in, Patriots.
Hello, hello! Welcome to another World of Tanks Modern Armor dev stream. Wait, that's not my line. Wait a second, I'm missing someone here. Where's Tankz0rz? Where's Tankz0rz? Hey, there's Tankz0rz.
There we go. Hello, and welcome again to another World of Tanks Modern Armor developer stream here. I am Tankz0rz, and we have Mr. Bam with us. How you doing, Bam?
Doing wonderful. I'm actually here in the Chicago office. I know, Tankz0rz, you were planning on coming in as well. You could have been seated right here beside me.
Right.
Oh my God, I can like reach out.
Stay in your little box.
I can escape the stream.
We got a wild Bam on the loose.
I cannot be stopped. I'm the control, and here in this office here, that is going to be so distracting to me.
Listen, we could put you in your little box so you can't break out. But speaking of wild things, we have a little bit of a wild weather out here, don't we?
Yeah, I had no idea it was going to downpour or rain. Yeah, I came into the office. It's been a whole busy week of a lot of meetings that we have going on, and a lot of people having to fly out later tonight. And we have these really harsh storms rolling in. Might be happening right now. I don't know. I'm in a very enclosed room for the stream here, of course.
Before I jumped on stream here, I had to go and like close all my windows. I was like, oh no, it's gonna pour in, and I don't want everything to get wet. So
I have one little dinky umbrella to help me survive to the train station when I'm out of here.
Well, hopefully you don't fly away here, but yeah, it's warm and humid. Was it? I think it's like upper 70s, almost 80s, if not. But
I'm feeling it.
Oh yeah, we're feeling it. But Mr. Bam, we're here to talk about all things tanks and tanks related. So
and that we are.
Yeah, why don't we talk about a little bit of what just happened here?
I mean, this week alone, very exciting. You guys got a lot of content. Welcome, of course, to the Patriots season that just launched on Tuesday. But hey, what all else just happened yesterday? Big surprise. Did anybody see this coming, actually? Warhammer 40,000 has returned. And before we kind of dive into some of the details and showcase the tanks, of course, and the brand new Rogal Dorn, I think we have a trailer. If you guys missed the Warhammer 40,000 live stream yesterday, well, let's go ahead and show the world debut of the Rogal Dorn.
All right, let's roll the tapes.
Roll the tapes!
Well, there you have it, Mr. Bam. What did you think?
Fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This was a love child for a lot of us internally here in the development team, publishing live ops. We've kind of had this one on the back burner for a little while, getting out some of the kinks and making sure the Rogal Dorn is ready for its prime debut, of course. But we were very excited to release it to you guys. And yes, Warhammer 40,000 had their Skull Festival stream, I believe, just yesterday, where they debuted that same trailer you guys just saw to show off the Rogal Dorn. So yes, this tank is now available in our store. It is a tier 10 mercenary heavy tank. Mercenaries, just like all the other Warhammer 40,000 tanks that we have in our game. We also brought back all the other previous year tanks with the 40,000 collab license that we are working with Warhammer on. So if you guys don't have those tanks in your collection, now is the time. Again, we stress this very often on stream. Licensed content will come and go, and we cannot promise when it will return. So if you guys haven't had your chance to pick up the Ignis Purgatio, the Teethbreaker, the Nemesis, there's a few others I'm leaving out, of course. Now is that time. Also, you can earn some of these tanks, including the Ignis Purgatio or the Teethbreaker, by completing the Imperium or the Orcs personal challenges. And of course, we have a community op. You can work together as a community, and you can have the Rogal Dorn unlocked for 50% off discount in the store.
That is awesome. Awesome.
And then go ahead.
Love to see our community working together for a goal.
Up next, got a little bit more to talk and showcase a little on the Rogal Dorn itself. As shown in the trailer, I'd like to go in a little bit more detail on this. The Rogal Dorn, yes, can switch between two gun loadouts. Well, technically, the turret loadout is getting changed. One turret, it comes with the large cannon and a smaller secondary weapon. That is the default loadout you will get when you pick up the Rogal Dorn. But then we also added on the dual barrel system, where if you pick up the other turret, you'll be able to switch out the secondary weapon gun and have dual guns equipped with the Rogal Dorn. This is the first time we've ever taken any premium tank in our game and allowed it to have kind of a dual gun system that you can swap out for a dual gun. So very exciting. And because it's also just akin to the real Rogal Dorn part of the tank in Warhammer 40,000. This was an opportunity that we were discussing whether or not we can achieve this and whether this was a good idea. But yes, we wanted to make sure this was something to go in because, hey, we all know you guys also love the dual barrel tanks, and it was just kind of a match made in heaven. So like I said, the Rogal Dorn was a huge collaboration, not only working with the Games Workshop, but also everybody here internally, the design team, UI, VFX, the art team, tank design. A lot of the effort went into making this tank a reality to you guys. So hopefully you get a chance to check it out in the game in the near future.
Do you have the tank on your Xbox there?
I do actually. I forgot to talk about that a little bit. Let's transition on over to my garage. Here we go. Complete with a Battle Sister Commander. Quite honestly, one of my favorite 3D commanders in the game, mostly because of the just blood-thrilled VO, custom VO that has been applied to this 3D commander is outstanding. But yes, here's the Rogal Dorn in my garage now. We can get a closer look at it, of course. I have it with its dual barrel modded turret instead of the one with the bigger gun cannon and the secondary weapon. But I can show you that in just a moment too. And then in the back here, we got some of our last year. Here, let me actually go to Custom Garage. We can get a closer look at those guys too. We have our last year favorites of the Warhammer 40,000 tanks, of course, the Leman Russ, the Tiefbreaker, and the Nemesis, joined by their new, very big brother here, the Rogal Dorn.
Holy smokes! It makes that Rogal Dorn makes the all the other tanks look like small tanks. It's ridiculous.
I was surprised the first time that we were rolling around in matches. Yes,
I figured it'd be like on par with the Leman Russ, but no, I'm mistaken. This is definitely a lot larger.
And shout out to KB for sharing this idea to put into the stream. Yeah, so some Warhammer tanks playing some Warhammer tabletop.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the dog there too, also a join. Where are the cones at? That's a great question. Just a cone. We'll dig into more of the... I got a few more things to show in the garage, but we'll get there in just a moment. So let's talk about this turret really quick, because I really want to make sure players are aware. How do you change out your turret loadout and go from the dual barrel gun and or to the main bigger gun cannon with the secondary weapon system? You just want to go into your loadout screen itself. And then, like I said, this is not going to be on the gun modules. You're actually changing out the turret module. And so here you can see right now I have my dual barrel set up for the turret right now. But if I switch on over to this, and you'll see the game has just updated it, and now I got my main cannon with the secondary weapon gun attached. So play around with it. I'd love to hear it from you, the players. What is your go-to loadout for the Rogal Dorn? Do you want to leverage the dual barrel systems that were very popular when we first launched them last November? Or are you going to stick with the secondary weapon, the smaller caliber gun, to get some quicker fire, rate of fire into your matches? Be very curious to see what you guys go toward.
Tank looks like a monster, says Aquatic Soul.
It is a monster.
It is a monster. I love just the attention to detail that, was given here. Like every little nook and cranny's got like a little story to tell, A
lot of character here.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
All right. Well, yes, so that's our Warhammer 40,000 content that launched yesterday. Again, this is going to be my last... it probably won't be my last PSA. Licensed content. I know you guys have been asking about these for the past several months. When are the Warhammer 40,000 tanks coming back? Check them out now. They'll only be in store for a limited time. And again, we have the challenge op where you can also unlock the Ignis Purgati or the Tiefbreaker. Licensed content is not here to stay, and we can never promise whether or not they will make a return into the game. You have been warned. All right.
Well, that's not all that we had this week. We also had a launch of a new season.
A completely new season, the Patriots season. Yes. So let's cover the season breakdown. You guys had a chance to watch the trailer right at the start of the stream today. And we covered a little bit of the details last week, but just as a brief reminder, I'll go over the details of what the season pass offerings have for you guys. So, without further ado, I'm waiting for... So really quick, because I'm in office and Tankz0rz is is remote. He's kind of the wizard behind the curtain and moving around a lot of the window stuff here. So I'm a little bit powerless when it comes to being able to keep up with the script and such. So Tankz0rz, thank you.
We got it. We got it.
We got it. We're working through a little bit of some IT troubleshooting, right? Okay. So yes, welcome to the Patriots season, everybody. Let's talk about the season pass offerings. The level 100. This is for the free season pass. You can get yourself the Tier 8 Soviet tank destroyer, the HMH ISU 130. Here we have it on screen now. It's of course not a new tank, but just the free returning premium tank. So hopefully this is one that excites the players if it's not in your collection already. In the 2000 gold season pass, you can get yourself at the level 25 stage unlock the Tier 7 French Light AMX Chaffee. Up next is the Tier 8 Soviet Medium, the Motherland. This one will be available at the level 75. And then here we have it on screen right now, our brand new Era 3 Independent Heavy, the K1. This is an unlock at the level 100, completing toward the end of the season. This is the first Era 3 independent premium tank and introduces a new nation into the Cold War ecosystem, South Korea. It's all around a good firepower and mobility tank that you would much expect from a main battle tank itself. While similar to an Abrams, there is one very notable difference: the hydro-pneumatic suspension. While this tank already has 9 degrees of gun depression under normal use, it does gain an additional 10 degrees of gun depression, equaling to a total of 19 degrees. This allows for the tank to use hills and ridges much more effectively than many other tanks, even in Cold War. Yes, it is an auto siege vehicle. I stressed this a little bit last week, but this being in Cold War, honestly, it's a little bit not... You don't notice it a whole lot when it's transitions between its drive mode and the siege mode. It's very quick to kind of adapt and feels very comfortable to use. I had a lot of fun with it and really enjoyed being able to crest over the hills and keep most of my hull and chassis under cover. Last but not least on the K1 tank, we do have a new K1 swamp skin. Here we have it. This is the level 120 reward. For free, if you can make it to that stage. And you don't actually need to pick up the season pass to acquire this tank skin itself. This is available in the free season pass. And then let's talk about the 6,000 gold, the ultimate season pass, and what kind of rewards and cosmetics, commanders, whatnot can you expect in the ultimate season pass. The brand new Tier 9 American TD, the TS-60. This is a turreted assault tank destroyer designed to provide close range support on the front line. Its playstyle is a combination of a TD and a heavy, but you don't want to fight right on the front line with the other heavy tanks. Your armor is only frontally as strong as it relies on angles and keeping the tanks in front of you. Your side armor is fairly thin, so try to keep enough distance between yourself and your opponents and prevent being flanked. I mean, you guys know the drill here. Keep your enemies in your sights in front. It does have sturdy armor that provides good protection against incoming damage. You'll want to angle your hull and use it for side scraping ability to make most use of its armor. Its flat side of the armor and rear mounted turret allow it to excel in this position. Its turret armor is most effective when pointed directly at the enemy due to its sloped armor, so keep this in mind when engaging the enemy. And of course, all of this is backed by some impressive firepower that is designed to, well, destroy tanks, like tanks do. With a quick reload and 400 alpha damage, this tank will make quick work of the enemy. This tank also comes with its own unique skin, the Devil Dog TS-60. Here we have it, looking pretty snazzy. And then last but not least, the new 3D commander that is also part of the Ultimate Season Pass, General Patton, a 4-star 3D commander. Here we have him. Long time coming. No custom VO, but he does come with 4 open skill slots when you acquire him. Again, this is part of the Ultimate Season Pass only.
Awesome, awesome. You know what? I think it's time to do some giveaways. We doing giveaways?
I think we should do some
Speaking
giveaways.
of giveaways, we are running a Twitch drop on Twitch, so go ahead and check that out. But in addition to Twitch drops, we're also doing our giveaways here.
Lots of goodies to give away. I mean, hey, we just launched a new season. Oh, my hands are getting out of frame again. Okay.
Oh no! Listen, don't slap me. A little bit more info here on Twitch drops. It's here to celebrate the launch of the new Patriots season. And it's on our channel and your favorite creators as well. And you can watch 1 hour and you get 10 enhanced rations. If you watch 2 hours, you'll get 4x Commander XP boosters. And if you watch for 4 hours, you'll get 4 10x Commander XP boosters. There's an article live, so you could get a little bit more info on the event here. But enough about Twitch drops. We're here to also give away some goodies. What are we giving away, Mr. Bam?
Twitch drop goodies and stream giveaway goodies. Ultimate Season Passes, of course. It's a new season. Let's give out 2 Ultimate Season Passes. 2 lucky winners will be receiving toward the end of the stream today an Ultimate Season Pass to the Patriots season.
Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and drop the link in chat here. You will be eligible for our giveaways. Make sure you give us your Wargaming ID and please include the console you play on, so -X or -P. Alrighty.
Thank you, Tankz0rz. And then just a quick heads up, we do not have Q&As this week. Apologies. This, like I said, has been a very busy week. We've got a lot of out-of-town visitors that is visiting the office itself, a lot of meetings going on. So I actually tried my best to pull in some people to join in on the stream, because we are trying to get more devs to interface with you, the players, a little bit, so you guys can get a little bit less me on here, get to know some other people who help make the game that you guys play and love. And so because of that, we didn't have a lot of time to kind of review and vet a lot of questions to prep for you guys on stream today. So apologies. Hopefully we'll get to questions next week. But we do have a lot more content and updates to provide you guys. We're still not even done talking about the other content that released just this past Tuesday with the Patriots season here. So let's continue going down the list. Oh, and thank you, Mr. SPG. Getting the dev stream questions questionnaire, whatever you want to call it, into the chat. If you guys do have some burning questions, please submit it to the link that we just got put into the chat. And of course, we will do our best to take a look at them and have them set up for review and answering questions next week. Okay. So this Tuesday, we saw a release of a returning map, of course. Liberty Falls has made its triumphant return. This is restricted to just, well, I say restricted, all tiers in World War II and just in Era 1 in Cold War. This is a bit of a smaller map. It's 800 meters squared, and it does support standard battle, team destruction, encounter, as well as assault. And for the competitive community, it does also have multi-base assault in custom games. Obviously, it's a summer camo theme, of course, for anybody that is, if you need to apply some camouflage. And worth noting, we are keeping a close eye on the map, its win rates, its data, of course. We do understand and have heard from the players that this map does feel like it might be a bit too small for the higher tiers in World War II and may not even be applicable even in Era 1 and Cold War. So we're going to keep it in rotation for now, but over time, we'll kind of see, engage from you guys, the players, if you think this map is still viable in the high tiers. If not, of course, it is something we can easily pull out for a little while.
Mr. Bam, give us a strats. Do you like to go to the western side, or
Depends on the tank I'm driving. If it's heavies, it's kind of a 50-50 split. I probably it probably get determined based on my spawn. If I'm on the east side, I'm probably going to go down the lower route
Okay.
past the bridge. There's a very tight choke point over there, right?
Right, right.
That's a lot of push and pull over there. Otherwise, if I'm on the western side, I will actually go through the kind of forested area because what is nice, what I really enjoy, there's opportunity in that location. You have the higher ground. Once you can, take out your opponents that are pushing from the well, depending on what side you're spawning on, right? The north or south flank, knock out that route, that avenue. Then I love taking the opportunity to try to look over the ledge, teetering just enough, depending on your gun depression and what tank you're using, to help take advantage of any scouts or mediums that are trying to go through the death bowl of the center of the map itself, or those
Right.
daring to even cross the bridge on the other side too.
The forested area is definitely one of my favorite. But yeah, I mean the bridge is also very nice. I saw
Yeah.
someone in chat say straight through the bridge, no stopping. So
Yeah, Sinister, don't fall off that bridge. I've seen people do that in lights already.
and
What's those signs? We got to put a sign on the bridge. The bridge ices before road, right? Liberty Falls had a bit of a cold front overnight, so it's a little bit slick on the bridge there. Slippery when wet, yes. All right, so yeah, that's Liberty Falls. Cold War shell mechanics updates. I talked about this in a long extent last week. I'm not going to go quite into deep detail, but I do have a visual guide this time around that I'll bring up on stream in just a moment here. But in any case, we all know that you guys have certain expectations for the gameplay in World of Tanks Modern Armor, and we're always looking for ways to adjust and meet those standards, of course. And in this update with the Patriots released just this past Tuesday, we have slightly adjusted the mechanics of various shell types, the APDS, APF-SDS, as well as APF-SDU. Ammunition specifically in Cold War mode. So what we changed about it, due to the standard 70-degree ricochet mechanics of all AP shells themselves, we were seeing a number of unintentional traps being caught by the armor layouts of various Cold War tanks. This was especially noticeable in Abrams tanks. Here's my little visual guide for today. As you guys might know, and those that use a lot of auto aim for on-the-move firing at your targets, auto aim generally tries to target the most center point of the tank itself. And for the Abrams, as an example, is always, if you're aiming even directly at it, when a player is trying to do their armor angling and block with their good frontal armor, well, the auto aim is getting right into that little turret ring spot there, just above the driver viewport as well. And we all know there is a bit of a weak spot when the ricochet angles are unintentionally hitting the area right by the turret ring and bouncing up into an area that was intended to take damage, right? Like I said, this was most noticeable in the Abrams tanks themselves. I'm a fan of the Abrams, so I already felt it in some of my late night gameplay matches yesterday. And I was like, okay, I feel like I can be a frontline tank again and put myself a little bit up in front more than I could have before. So that felt pretty nice.
awesome. It's definitely where you should be, right?
Yeah. So to address this adjustment to the AP shells, while not exactly one-to-one with real life, we sought to remedy this issue and also cause the shells to react in a somewhat more akin to life way than they would. So they will no longer ricochet when they actually strike at an auto bounce angle. Instead, the penetrator will simply just shatter on impact instead of continuing onto its trajectory. Just like a normal ricochet, penetration will not be calculated on hits anything beyond 70 degrees. And then lastly, the second change that we applied to the shells, the shell caliber itself must be 3.5 times greater than the nominal armor thickness in order to overmatch the armor, as opposed to the 3 times overmatch that is currently on AP and APCR. And yeah, I mentioned this really briefly at the top. This does not impact shells by any means in World War II. This is all just in the Cold War version shells. And yeah, so that's our Cold War shell mechanics and updates. Willing to hear it from the players if you guys are thinking this is a good positive and would like to get some feedback on you guys as well.
Awesome. But that's not the only updates that we did. We also did some RAM damage updates as well, didn't we?
Yes, and this is one I really want to hear it from the players and our CCs and our CAs. We would love to get a lot of feedback. Hear from you guys. What do you think about the Cold War RAM damage changes?
Damage.
The ramage. A lot of our Cold War tanks, you guys see them. There's massive sized tanks, and then you got some really small, weaselly-like tanks as well. So there is a massive weight differential difference between the tanks themselves. The system, when we first worked on Cold War mode itself, and the physics kind of adopted from World War II, was never meant to have such a widespread disparity of tanks that are more than 8 times even greater than the weight of each other. So the Weasel as a perfect example, but this also impacts the Scorpion 90, the M50 Ontos, the FV101, and the FV107. All of those tanks have plenty of other tanks in Cold War that are at least 8 times greater in mass than those. And so we made adjustments to the amount of damage that can be dealt if those tanks ram into said tanks. And so we knew this was something that needed to be taken into account, because I know a lot of players would hit, like a Weasel can very quickly get up into close range proximity of a target tank, blast them with the ATGM, and even ram that tank, kind of just shrug it off and get out of there before the other tank even has a chance to countermeasure them, right? Think of this as more the proper risk-reward mechanic these tanks really needed from the get-go. It's been a long time coming from a development side point, and working with our tech design and engineering, we were taking a look at a holistic physics change in the game itself, because we also wanted to make changes to terrain and environmental damage at the same time. But the physics changes, if we were to apply going in that direction, would have made Cold War feel very different. As a matter of fact, it even would have made heavy tanks, medium tanks, etc., tanks with large masses, take even greater damage from even the smallest falls. So we had to backpedal a little bit and put that on the backlog to revisit any sort of environmental physics changes. Not to say that those won't come in the future, because we know there's still issues where players can tumble around and take very minimal damage while other tanks blow up on certain falls, etc. We know that's an issue and something we want to look at. But for now, we found a different viable solution for RAM damage. And shout out to our engineering and our tech designers who made this a possibility to get out with the Patriots season. So that's the Cold War RAM damage updates.
It's definitely nice, right? That the Weasel can just go in, do a bunch of damage, and then on top of that, do some RAM damage. Now they have to pay the price if they want to do that. So
all you gotta do, I mean, when we first were starting to introduce like missile only tanks, I've always been a huge fan of the Bradley myself. I never got into the habit of drive-by missiling, if that's what we'd coin the term, right? There was something about I have always appreciated the kind of the sit still, fire from a distance, and really want to plan my shot. I've never gotten good at some of our CCs, and of course our players do this as well, but some of our CCs had brought this to attention over a year ago, being able to calculate the distance of the target you're aiming at, arc your ATGM up into the sky, and then drop it on top of them, almost like a javelin. So you're getting the best penetrable hits on the top of a turret of a tank to land those hits. I never got good at it, but it's just that sort of skill is something that is fun and sets players that use the ATGMs apart from those that kind of run in and kind of go in for those shotguns. Not to say that shotgunning and ATGM from a close range distance is something we're removing. If that is a fun gameplay mechanic that players are used to doing in a lot of ATGM tanks, it is certainly something that will remain present. But yes, we on the design team are prototyping and testing the minimum arm distance changes as well, which might be coming into the near future. But we wanted to first go forward with the RAM physics changes, see how that kind of adjusts the balance a little bit and the player sentiment and the feedback. And that will inform us what it means to have the min arm distance into the game as well. So more news on that at a later time, but just know we are thinking on it.
Awesome. But that's not all. We also had some World War II balance passes as well, which included 90 tanks in there.
A big design pass, yes. A shout out to our tank designers. They've been working effortlessly, tirelessly for a few months. The original plan was to get this the full swath of nations and tanks into this update, but there were simply too many more that they wanted to update, and it required a lot more time to review. So just know, even in the Patriots season, though 90 tanks have received minor updates to some good substantial updates, just know more tanks are coming in the next season, and we'll talk about those and address them then. But the tanks this time around include within the Chinese, the Czech, the French, Italian, German, and the mercenary lines that received various stat changes. And of course, our portal article has all the updates for you guys. But this is another one. We're going to be keeping a close eye from you, the player base. Want to hear your feedback. What do you guys think about the changes? Are there certain tanks that you love or don't really think that should have gotten certain stat changes, etc.? I did see a lot of grill fans enjoying the new further rotation limits that the grill tank can do now. Oh yeah, there's 360 view. I had a follow-up comment on that. I remember some player was asking a few months ago, I forget who it was, that the grill was a very specific one being requested for a buff, and even in terms of concealment as well. So these were feedback items. As you guys make a lot of requests, just know, we have a documented page where your submitted questions are still held onto, and when we have a milestone update where we feel like, okay, this is going to be the big update where we want to apply a big change to like balance or something. Here's a lot of feedback points that we got from various players and the community, and we try to make sure that we take those into account, whether or not we do proceed with some of those items or not.
We also did it's lots of stuff in this update. We also did UI update pass on lots of our UI assets. You want to show the players, or I have some images here. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, let's go over some of the screens. This is a smaller quality of life improvement, removing some background noise on some of the menu items, making it a little bit more clear when, say, you're on the game modes menu. Instead of having the kind of drop down when you're, say, on like Cold War mode and you see the multiplayer and co-op kind of menus pop in, instead keep that information always present on the screen for players and know that they can just navigate to each one however they so please. Here we have the post-battle results screen, made that a little bit cleaner as well. A lot less noise that were kind of in the background of a lot of those elements, and unifying our color schemes a bit more. What else? Here's our game mode screen I was just talking about very briefly on. And then even our garage. Oh, go ahead. If you have a comment, go ahead. Yeah. Quick comment. I just saw it in the chat here. I'm going to butcher your name. Workman. Get rid of the paging. Just know that this is a conversation I've had with our UI UX team. I hear this feedback a lot from you guys, and it is something that we have ticketed, and they are looking into it. The paging, of course, referring to the tank stat panel you have in your garage, and an auto paging into like your challenges, your season challenges, etc. Yeah, we hear the feedback, and it is being looked into. Speaking of the garage, since we have it here up on screen, we cleaned this up a little bit more, added a bit more clean real estate to show the tanks, who are your heroes in the game itself, we moved the battle button as well as a loadout button down at the kind of at the bottom legend bar, as we call it. Gave a little bit more framing there, making the battle button feel prominent, but also not in the center of the screen, kind of interfering with your view of the tank itself. And just kind of moved around a few of the other legend elements a bit to make them a little bit more standoutish and very clear where you need to go. The profile screen, yeah, cleaning that up as well. I mentioned this last week because I felt like there was going to be comments when bringing up the profile screen. Like, I know and I hear it from the players, you guys would love filtering in the stats menu itself. That is still very much ticketed. The UI team is very backed up on a lot of other tasks, of course. That is something on their radar and will hopefully be in the near future.
Alrighty, let's see. Another big update here is the default for premium shells is
Oh, yes.
defaulted to silver over premium. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so if you guys are ever opting to have premium ammo loaded onto your tanks, prior to the Patriots season launch, by default, it was always going to be for gold. And then you had to actively choose for silver. We understand players going to battle, maybe very quickly adding premium shells, or maybe even newer players just joining the game are adding gold shells onto their tanks and unknowingly didn't realize they have to manually switch to silver. And then after a match didn't realize, well, they just lost out on some gold. The gold option is still available for premium ammo, but we have now defaulted to silver as the new just default for any tank premium ammo selection.
Right. So if you have that muscle memory of going in and automatically switching it, just be careful because it's already done for you. So.
Yep.
Other than that, we have a co-op mode change here.
Yes, so co-op mode, this is also direct player feedback. The damage that you guys would deal against bots in co-op mode, we did in fact have a modifier in the code that said if not a new player, then deal a little bit less than the full alpha damage potential that you could be doing. Reasoning behind it, I mean, co-op mode, it's you guys fighting against a lot of bots. We wanted to help improve the difficulty, making it for veteran players to enjoy the co-op mode and making sure that it's still a good competitive level, even going up against bots. But we also understand the players feel for a mode that already has lower earnings than the multiplayer mode, that it was hard to deal enough damage against the bots and feel like you're getting a good return on your investment at the end of the match itself. So we have removed that kind of limiter to the amount of damage that you could do in the co-op mode. Now I had a follow-up point on it, but I already forgot.
But yeah, lose your train of thought. I'm sorry.
What's my train of thought? Yeah, for those of you that enjoy playing co-op mode, because hey, I get it. Playing a lot of competitive multiplayer games over time can get a bit stressful, and you need a break. Let me just play a few matches, just to either get out of your headspace a little bit, train up on an easier mode or something. Co-op mode will now have better earnings for you guys.
Right, you're doing more damage, which in turn means make more silver.
Yeah.
Awesome. We also had new garage gear added.
I did. So the airplanes themselves, you don't get to actually manually place each airplane like garage gear itself. This is similar to if for any of you guys that picked up our holiday during last December, where you can add like falling snow into your environment. There's kind of an effects image that you drop into the scene itself. So this is a full encompassing garage change to the ceiling of the garage, where you can add these kind of planes up onto the ceiling. And it's not only just on the one side in that single view, but it's also on the back side of the garage ceiling as well, which is nice. As a matter of fact, I have it in my garage, but we'll look at that in a little bit.
Oh, I was gonna say, you want to show us? But yeah, you see like a little UI icon of like planes, right? And you kind of like move it around, and yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that, we have events going on. We have contract for the wait for it, Smooth Man and AMBTs,
Building.
and along with that, we also have the on track for the M48 patent line, and don't forget it's Memorial Weekend, May
Yes.
24th to 28th. We
Yeah,
have a little event for that.
Yep. As of today, we kicked off our Memorial Day weekend event with a lot of sales and some challenge ops. Right now, we have 1 to 35 gold to free XP conversion bonuses. We have 50% off all available garage gear. So if those of you are holding off on certain garage gear assets, like those planes that we just showed in the image, check it out in the custom garage store. Everything is 50% off, gold and silver garage gear items. Then, like I said, we have a challenge op, earn 2,250 or more XP in any number of given battles, and you can earn yourself a random drop of various consumables, boosters, and again, more garage gear. And that does include some Memorial Day and very much USA decor garage gear assets. And I think Tankz0rz, let's take it over to my garage camera, and I can showcase a little bit to the players some of those awesome new garage gear assets we got. So here we have some Memorial Day statues and flags, banners over here, which are pretty fantastic, and even some messages on the sides here, which are really fantastic.
Awesome. I just saw Battle of the Bulge on there.
There you go. This one has my flag, before which I stand brave, steadfast, and sure of victory. So those are some of the props that garage gear you can earn in the challenge op, or you can find directly into the store itself. And then, yes, you can also see here we have the helicopter, and I think it's a Warthog up there. Up to the hangar of the garage, and then of course, we have the two planes on this side as well.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a fancy little 810 over there. I love it. I love it. Let's see what else do we got.
Oh, next and then week? Really quick, the Memorial Day, that event will be running up until May 28th.
Right, 28th. And then there's also at the end is ×3 daily XP bonuses. So
oh yes, I left that part out.
Definitely check out, because who doesn't like more XP? What about next week, Mr. Bam? What do we got going on next week here?
Okay, next week it's going to be a little bit of a lighter week, but of course with the big Warhammer 40,000 content that just came out and the big community challenge for you guys, that's kind of going to be running for the next few weeks for you guys, for the community. But in addition, we have our Tankz0rz challenge. Win a battle and earn 1.5 times experience. This will only be available with the first win bonus on each given tank. And then we also have the Prelude to Overlord. 50% off all cosmetics, and this does include tank and commander skins. We will also have ×5 tank XP boosters, ×8 commander XP boosters, and ×2 silver boosters, and lots of premium consumables, all on sale in the store. And then some other weekly sales that we have going on. We have 30% off some wallet savers. This includes the main Battle Tank 70, the T-3485M, and the Valentine 2. And then up next, our weekly deal will be 10 ×4 XP boosters, as well as 10 3x XP boosters. And lastly, a super savings of 50% off the T2 light tank, the Valiant, and the WZ-111-66. Awesome. And that's next week's content.
Awesome. That was a lot of stuff to talk about. We thought we were going to be, out of this
a shorter stream.
Yeah, a shorter stream, and now we're rounding the hour here. But we still have our giveaways here to giveaway. Do you want to?
That we do. Do you want to remind the players about the Twitch drops and then we announce our giveaway winner for the Ultimate Season Passes?
Sure. Un momento, por favor. We are running Twitch drops. So go ahead and 1 second. I'm losing my page here. If you watch for 1 hour, you could get 10 enhanced rations. If you watch for 2 hours, you get 4 X Commander XP boosters. And if you watch for 4 hours, you get 4 10X Commander XP boosters. And you have to go and redeem them. So you could go into your Twitch inventory, you click on your little profile on the top right and claim your goodies. If you don't see them show up right away, go ahead and just give the game a quick little reboot and you should be able to see them. We will be running the Twitch drops on our channel as well as some of our content creators. So go ahead and check that out.
Awesome.
It's time for our giveaway here.
Yes. And then before we close out, I got 2 more reminders after we announce our winners before we call it a close today.
Alrighty. Are you ready to download these winners?
Let's download us some winners. Ultimate Season Pass for the Patriots season. Who will it be?
All right. I'll take first.
Want to take the first one? Okay.
Our first winner here is Sergeant Slow 562. Congratulations, Sergeant Slow.
Congratulations.
And our second winner is
Iron Monk 110. Congratulations. Patriots Ultimate Season Passes will be added to your accounts.
Automagically
by Tankz0rz.
No, not by me. Our support
by
team.
by Tankz0rz.
By Tankz0rz.
By this guy. This guy right here. I'm gonna.
All right, guys.
I got 2 more reminders really quick. And thank you. Someone brought it up into the chat. Yes, Tankfest is coming, and it is coming up really quick. Myself, Tankz0rz, I keep going to the wrong side here. We will be going to Tankfest out in Bovington, UK, and also many other developers as well. This is starting June 28th. I just looked at my calendar. Yes, starting the weekend of June 28th. We from Wargaming will be there. It'll be a very fun event. And yeah, hope to see a lot of you guys there. I had a great chance to interface with not only just players, but CCs, CAs who were all there as well. Dave GM had a very brief moment to meet and such. But even WoT is planning on coming to Tankfest as well. You guys had a chance to meet our new creative director on the team. He's very much looking forward to interfacing and meet you guys, the players. And speaking of WoT really quick, I'm going to be off stream next week. I will miss you guys. WoT, our creative director, will be covering for me next Friday. Please tune in for next Friday's dev stream. If you guys happen to see it in the Patriots season trailer, yes, there is something of a D-Day event mode coming to World of Tanks Modern Armor very soon. And WoT will have all the juicy details to share with you guys next Friday.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear what Mr. WoT has to share about that event here. Why don't we go ahead and click that link here for our dev stream questions. And if you have any questions, we'll take a look at them and we'll have them for you next week. All right, everyone. It's been a fantastic Friday afternoon here. I think that about wraps it up for us here. Mr. Bam, do you have anything else?
Nope, all good. I'm going to start climbing myself out of this cage here.
Right. Well, before Mr. Bam releases himself from the confines of our stream here, if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and stick around. We're going to grade one of our community contributors. If you're watching elsewhere, have a fantastic weekend. And remember, happy Memorial Day. So,
happy Memorial Day,
See you on the
everybody. Thank you.
See you on the battlefield. Bye-bye.